So Will's not happy. Welcome back to the James and Dame Show. I'm Josiah.
And I'm Will.
And today, we're going to go over week 4 stuff because pain and agony, especially coming from this corner over here. It's been a long weekend, and hopefully the audio is pretty good. Pretty pleased because we spent like at least an hour trying to fix this. It was all off camera, but we were celebrating. We were kind of throwing a party. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, we're gonna dive right into it right away because I'm not wasting time going over the itty bitty stuff. I want to get to the big things. So where do you want to start?
Well, for starters, I was so excited to see those rivalries jerseys.
Oh yes,
they're
pretty good.
I think that I have an unpopular opinion in that I actually really, really do like the Cardinals one.
They're pretty decent.
The Dolphins.
People were like, "Oh, they looked like someone splashed mud on them." I mean,
I'm just saying that's what they're going for.
Isn't that kind of the point? Because they're in the desert. I know it's not mud, but it's like dirt, right?
But yeah, I liked the jerseys. I also just really liked what they did with the field and the helmet. I thought those were really cool. The Dolphins one was all right. I mean, other than the uniforms for the Cardinals game, that was just disappointing. Marvin Harrison showed up for like a quarter. Which was
he
cool.
did. He finally clicked in a little bit. So,
but looking at the Dolphins Jets game. I think the main takeaway there, in conjunction with the Giants game, is injuries, and I'm so over it already. It seems like every year it gets worse and worse with the injuries.
Yeah.
But now we have a year without Tyreek Hill and Malik Neighbors. MetLife is a very big problem, obviously, but Tyreek Hill's was not. It was in Hard Rock, so it's just I am so sick of injuries.
The season of pain, agony, and despair.
I mean, I get injuries are a part of the game, but the amount of season-ending injuries to such major players is.
It's kind of getting ridiculous. Can we stop? Hold your horses, please. I want to at least get through half the season before we have half the league already out.
We have what? Cardinals with their probably second best offensive player out for the year.
Yep.
We have Chargers missing their RB1, and
Joe Alt's now injured.
Joe Alt was injured. They suffered a lot of injuries. I get Malik Neighbors.
A specific defense that was pretty injured, starting a bunch of rookies during the game.
Yeah, there's
a lot of injuries going on.
Oh my. We'll come around to injuries in a second because
you have some things.
I have a comment on one, but that topic is just going to be a whole thing in general. Gee, I wonder who it could be. But yeah, I mean, beyond injuries, because injuries are. I'm so sick of them. They're very annoying, but nothing really we can do in this moment about it. It's just the way it is, and it pisses me off that they've been this bad to such major players, just across the league. Just like the really big names getting injured. I'm so over it. But looking at some of the actual games. I mean, Bills Saints being close for a bit was.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, hey Buffalo, what's going on over here?
I think the Saints were about this close to actually taking a lead late in the fourth, and then I
think they woke up a little bit.
Then the Saints turned into the Saints, and the Bills closed it out. But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. But I think I think the most interesting game to talk about, just in general, is also probably one of the biggest upsets of the year. Which is funny because we said that like last week with the Packers and Browns. But now we got the Giants upsetting the Chargers, and it's not. I will say it's probably not as much of an upset because Jackson Dart, and you didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
Also, it's the Chargers.
Dable knows that Jackson Dart just saved his freaking career as a head coach in New York.
I mean, he did, and then,
he did,
and then he went out there and was. I don't know if you saw the press conference afterwards, but Dable goes out there and he's like, "Yeah, he played pretty good." I'm sitting there like, "He just saved your career. What do you mean?" Yeah, he played pretty. He seemed
he's trying to be super nonchalant about
He's like, "Yeah, it's whatever. It was a team win." It's just like,
shut up. You know what you were doing.
It was an abundance of things. It was Chargers injuries. They were missing 3 linemen. You know, you're missing Khalil Mack and a few other guys along that defense. Obviously Najee Harris. And Dart just bringing an element. You didn't have Russ, who was, I mean, he threw like 2 passes, but Russ just was not playing well, has not been playing well, and Dart just brought a level of, consistency.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think the Giants just played way better.
Yeah, they did.
So this isn't like an upset where it's like, oh, the Chargers folded. It was, I mean, yeah, they didn't play necessarily up to par, but again, with injuries, it was the Giants just overperformed, but it's what happens when you put in a quarterback. Yeah, it's what happens when you put in a quarterback who's actually doing what they need to. I will say for the Chargers, from the Chargers' point of view, Marion Hampton is shaping up potentially like an offensive rookie of the year candidate.
Yeah, already from one game, yeah. I mean, this is kind of what I was hoping from the Chargers, specifically with that running back room. Was at least more production, for sure, but
yeah,
there is hope and there is promise for Hampton, and I hope he gets where he needs to go. Yeah, I mean, the other games, Steelers beat the Vikings. You're playing in
They were in
Europe.
Dublin.
Dublin, is that where it was? Dublin?
They were in Ireland, I think.
Okay. Well, whoop-de-doo, you're playing in Ireland. Nobody knows how those games are going to go. I'm going to be completely honest. I will say, though, Aaron Rodgers standing in the backfield with his hands on his hips watching the Steelers
tush
push. That is pretty iconic. I hate Aaron Rodgers, but like that's a pretty iconic moment from Aaron Rodgers. I'll give him that. I'll give him that.
I will say there were the early slate. There was a couple of good games, but not many. Afternoon slate was a lot better. But from the early slate, the only one that I really thought was interesting was that Eagles-Buccaneers game. I don't know. Well, I know you were busy, but
out of class.
That game, I mean, it was the Eagles being the Eagles, and it really did end up turning out kind of how like we mentioned, which was if this comes down to another Baker last-minute drive, they had opportunities to go ahead earlier and made mistakes that could have won them the game, but it came down to an opportunity on a 2-minute drive. And the Eagles stopped Baker. And I was like, if anyone's going to stop Baker, it's probably going to be the Eagles.
Yeah.
To which they did. So I was just like, oh, that's kind of funny. But it was a very entertaining game.
It was a game from what I've heard. So Eagles going to Eagle because for some reason they can only play one half of a football game. Yeah, I mean, the other games, Patriots destroying the Panthers. What else is new? Falcons beating the Commanders, not too surprising, especially when you have McLaurin and Jaden Daniels out. Like, that doesn't really shock me. But they the Commanders still put up 27 points though. It's still not
They
bad.
they crawled back.
They did sneak back in. Texans shut out the Titans. Finally, they finally won a game.
Man, the Titans are bad. That's not even the Texans.
No.
Are like that's just the 24th quarter points for the Texans.
Like that's what I mean. It's just
It's
like
not
it's
good.
it's their first win, but you're playing the Titans. Like that's
not good.
ugh.
It's not pretty. But yeah, a lot of those from the afternoon or the early slate. The only games that I thought were interesting, really, just having sat down and watched them, was the Chargers, Giants, and Eagles, Buccaneers. And the Chargers, Giants game was a game to watch.
I heard it was a good game.
That was a fun one to watch, even though my friend was a Chargers fan and was in despair. I thought it was
pain and agony.
If you're the Giants right now,
What do you do?
I kind of want to root for the Giants because Jackson Dart and Cam Scadaboo are such a fun duo to watch.
Go white boys, go.
and they have like a fun defense. Like they're actually entertaining now.
Yeah, great defense, and now they have an offense that seems to have an identity.
And
I don't know if you saw this clip, but it was like a post game thing. They were all in their locker room or whatever it was. Jackson Dart was giving like the post game speech or whatever it was, and they were doing like the team on whatever thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's an angle with Russell Wilson in the background, and he's staring into his soul. I'm like, Russell Wilson's not very happy.
He got benched.
He got benched to Jackson Dart, bro. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that Jackson Dart is bad. It's just
no, he was.
I kind of have to agree with. It wasn't Sherman. Sherman agreed with this one, but Russell Wilson kind of played himself out of a Hall of Fame career to an extent. I don't 100% agree with it, but I can see where they're coming from.
I mean, I feel like people are also like way too lenient on what a Hall of Fame career is.
Yeah, that's pretty fair too. I mean, Russell Wilson was a great quarterback when he was in Seattle.
Probably, if he had ended in Seattle, he probably would have ended as a potential Hall of Fame quarterback.
Oh yeah, if he just didn't leave.
I think it is. I think there actually is a very good potential he has played himself out of a Hall
Which is unfortunate because he was a great player to watch when he was in Seattle. But ever since then, he just was never the same.
I've seen very different points, but I think his time in New York is
it's
done.
It's over.
I'm surprised that when Dart had to come out for like 2 plays, and I'm surprised they even put Wilson back in. I'm surprised it wasn't Winston. But they put Wilson in. I don't know. But looking at like these
other games,
looking at some of these other games, the Bears Raiders game. Okay,
I heard some good things about that. Genty had a pretty good game.
He switched back to his college stance.
He is back, baby. He is back.
I just think it's really funny that he performed after doing that. And I'm like, again, I think there's 2 perspectives I've seen, which is one, it's like a vision thing. He's not a super tall guy, so
he
a couple of
stand up a little bit.
But the other thing is also, it's the reason why they have you stand in the stance that they do is because it's a ready stance, as you're ready to go. But I wonder if he is just more comfortable going out of that standing stance, or maybe it hides what he's doing. I don't really know what it does to defenses.
It's a tactic, I guess.
But Ashton Genty showed up. I feel like this is the week where just a lot of people showed up because we saw them show up. The Bears, I mean, they're kind of looking. Again, it's a win against the Raiders, but they're kind of looking like a more competent team.
They have an identity, and that's something that they haven't had in a while. So I'm gonna be cautious with them because it's the Bears. I just need to see another 8 games to kind of gauge them. They're chaotic.
After
last year with that start, I was like, oh, they're probably going to do well. Oh my gosh, they're so bad. It was terrible to watch. I'm not gonna lie.
Getting the win over the Raiders though in the fashion they did, the blocked field goal.
Oh, that was beautiful.
That's another thing of a competent team. What teams have done that? We've seen We've seen the Eagles do it. We've seen I guess we saw the. Okay, I take it back because we've seen
careful.
the Jets.
Be
We've seen the
careful.
Jets do it. So I guess it's not
It's
necessarily
Jets.
a competent.
Everybody
thing.
but the Jets.
But like, I think that's usually especially in those clutch moments, like game-winning field goals. That's kind of like generally what you see out of these teams that have competence.
I like seeing special teams play so much.
There's been so many.
And these last 2 weeks have been special teams galore, and I loved it.
Yeah.
So, let's see here. A couple other games. Rams, Colts. A bit disappointing from the Colts, but they kept it in there. It was a close game. I'm just saying it was a little disappointing because I was kind of rooting for the Colts a little bit, but I did pick the Rams because I did think they were going to win.
This game ended in two plays. This was a very close game. It came down to the wire, and it came down to a 88-yard touchdown pass to Tutu Atwell, and then a late interception. Well, I think it was Daniel Jones's second. It was the second in this game, but also the second on the season. So.
That's crazy. Daniel Jones has 2 interceptions so far.
Yep, and it was both in this game, both to Cameron Curl, I believe. But
Interesting.
this one came down to the wire. It was close. Puka Nacua had a career day.
Oh, he had a great day. Boy, sorry. I'm looking at this next game.
So I'm trying to avoid the ones where I'm like, I want to get to the ones that I have extra things to talk about. So I have
let's
two
just
that
talk
I
about
want
the Monday night stuff because I don't. There's the
Well, I
rest
have
of the
something.
games are in.
I have something on the Monday. One of the Monday nights. The Packers game. I will just say for the Packers, I feel like is a very disappointing. Not just in the sense of
very disappointing.
Not just to tie. Obviously, a lot of people are upset that it ended in a tie.
Yeah. I hate ties so much.
But if you're the Packers.
This is your chance.
This is underwhelming coming off of a loss to the Browns. You come in and tie with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And yes, the Cowboys offense looks really good. Their defense looks really bad.
Yeah. Also, where was Michael Parsons this game? I haven't heard much about him.
He got a sack in overtime.
One.
And it was like only
0 yards.
It was barely a sack.
Yeah.
But I mean, Cowboys came in without CeeDee Lamb and balled out on offense.
Yeah. See, this kind of makes me happy in a way where it's like, yes, Jerry Jones thinks he's won the trade. This is good. But at the same time, yes, Micah Parsons didn't get his revenge game, and the Packers think that they're still, really good, or blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying. The narratives have been reinstated, and it's been amazing, and I love it.
Again, no CeeDee Lamb.
And they put up 40.
They put up 40.
This is the same team that smacked around the Commanders in week 1.
Two,
sorry.
Smacked around the Lions week 1.
1 and then Commanders in 2. Which is crazy. 2 contenders, and then you couldn't beat the Browns or the Cowboys.
And you want to know what my favorite thing is? Because I know Packers fans.
I do.
Did you see the ending? Like how close the Packers were to losing that game.
I heard something about almost being blocked on a field goal or whatever.
That's not what I'm talking. They almost pulled a Bears from last year.
Uh-oh.
It was like 20. It was at least 14 seconds. I think it was around 20 seconds when they were tackled inbounds. They have one timeout still. Or no, they didn't have a timeout. They were out of timeouts. But they take their time, go and hurry up, and they snap the ball with 6 seconds. And they throw it to the end zone. And it gets batted down with 1 second on the clock. They took like 14 seconds to get up to the line and call a play and snap it. And it was almost a repeat of the Bears last year. And I texted one of my Packers fans and was like, you almost just pulled the Bears. And they said, "How dare you compare me to the Bears?" And I would have. It was that close. It was not. It was bad game management.
See, this is what I hate about this.
Oh my god! I don't think I would have been able to drop it because it was literally the same thing the Bears did. They went, "Oh, we have like a bunch of time." We're like, "Okay, we'll go. Hurry up." All right. Oh shoot! 6 seconds. Should I down it? Nah. And they got
out of the end zone.
and they were down. This is in overtime, down 3. So
they easily could have lost that game.
they should have.
They should.
They should have lost off of that because that was the fact that hit the ground with a second left.
This is big brain moment from the floor.
But I would have lost my.
Marbles.
Yes, we'll go with that word.
I'm just trying to give you. I'm giving you words here. Hold on.
Yeah, let's go with that one. But yeah, that's
yeah, and then
yeah.
I mean
Then
the other
there's-
games.
There's
they have a little
drama
bit
from the
more.
other ones.
So I heard about the Jacksonville 49ers one.
That
I heard about that one. I didn't get to see the video, but I did hear what was muttered between the two of them. Ouch! First of all,
ouch to who?
49ers. In the sense of you talk stuff, you get hit. I don't know.
Well, this was after the game.
It was after the game because the thing. Who was it? Was it Saleh?
Saleh was the one
who antagonized Liam Cohen.
It was so the thing that first of all,
at least that's what I understood it to be.
From what I've seen, it's developed a little bit, but from what I've seen, Robert Saleh approached Liam Cohen after the game for. I forget exactly the way it's worded.
Wait, was it for sign stealing?
It was legally.
sign
He's like,
stealing.
you legally sign stealed to get an advantage on us, and I'm just sitting there and just like, you're complaining that he did something legally. Grow up, because that is just.
No wonder why he got kicked out of.
It's
New York.
legal, but then earlier today I saw some of the things that he actually said to Liam Cohen, which is not okay. It was very
not work friendly.
Not work friendly. Very aggressive. We'll go with aggressive. I don't know if you've seen.
No, I've heard about what happened after the game, and that was about it. So
yeah, there were threats made. So and
like
he's come out
suing
and
or
no.
Oh, so worse. Okay,
Yeah,
never mind that.
they were not good threats, and
I'm surprised he has a job still.
he's come out and been like, yeah, it was not good, and it's like no shit.
No kidding.
You can't say that some of that, and it got picked up on. Apparently, I think some of it got picked up on TV.
Hot mic.
I was so disappointed in Robert Saleh. I was like, are you, bruh, that's just not okay. But there was that. In the meantime,
Yeah, Jaguars are 3-1.
Jaguars come out with a win, and
That's crazy.
Dude.
At Santa Clara too.
their defense is so exciting to watch.
It's good. It's not quite Saxonville, but it's pretty good.
Their defense is exciting, and Etienne actually is a good running back again. What happened to Jacksonville last year?
I don't know.
Because this is Jacksonville from 2 years ago. This is like the same. It's the same team that they had like 2 years ago. The core is not that much different. What happened last year? You had Doug Peterson. Too. He was there 2 years ago, though. It did.
Doug Peterson.
Just what happened in that one
look
year?
at Doug Peterson's tenure at Philadelphia. He had that one good year where they brought him to a Super Bowl, and then after that, like the next 3 years, he was just completely terrible.
But like the Jaguars were good for just it was 1 year where everything was horrible, and I don't understand the Jaguars.
It's a coaching thing. They figured out how to play you kind of thing. It was a bunch of things in one. Like you can't just sit there and say that it's just a terrible team because of
I don't know how you
reason.
turn that bad.
Life.
I also want to go into like one thing. This is not a super notable game with the Bengals and Broncos, but there's one thing I've seen that I want your take on.
I have also seen this thing. I think
It's one take. Is it about 3 minutes left in the game?
with somebody on the sideline.
It's not. Are you thinking of a meme?
No.
Okay. What I am recalling is stuff I saw online of mostly Bengals fans complaining about the Bengals punting on 4th and 3 from your own 40, down 28-3, and Bengals fans are livid.
I mean, it's rightfully should be.
I heavily disagree because
I was for different reasons they can be angry, but not for this reason.
I've had conversations about it. Why? Tell me why you should. I get you're an upset fan base, but explain to me in a logical football sense why you should go for that. Because you shouldn't.
No.
And the conversation, well, why not go for it? It's giving up on the game. The game was over. There were 3 minutes left in the game. You're down 25. Your team has been bad all game, and your offense has been stagnant. And you mean to tell me that you should go for it to prove
what now?
Maybe you go down and score a touchdown. Guess what? Doesn't matter. It's a garbage time touchdown.
Yep. I don't know. It's just what I was talking about originally was the Jamar Chase thing.
I didn't see it. I've seen
he
some
went
tweets,
up to
but
Zach Taylor and got in his face and was really upset.
Yeah.
Which is fair because I don't care if he's a former Husker player or whatever. Zach Taylor is a terrible head coach.
He's not been good. And, I mean, he's also proven that he generally coaches better later in the season, but that
doesn't matter, especially when you have freaking Joe Burrow dying in the pocket every single play.
There's so many issues with this team, and it doesn't just start with Zach Taylor. It goes to your GM.
It goes all the way up.
It does go all the way up because you expected your game plan for this season was let's just rely on 3 players pretty much. And one of them got hurt, and now you can't do anything.
Wow, who would have expected this?
So
I like the Bengals, okay? It's just when they do stupid things like this, I can't root for them as much because, I like all the players that they have. I don't have an issue with any of them. I think they're all talented players that should deserve a Super Bowl ring. What my issue is how they've been managed, specifically at the head coaching position, and now that we have this stupid situation again where Joe Burrow is hurt and they still don't have an O-line after how many years he's been in the league? 5? 5 years? You still can't block him?
yeah, the Bengals are
elite offense, my blood. You can't have an elite offense if you don't have an O-line.
Yeah, might upset some people, but the Bengals are still a bad organization who lucked into 2 really good players, a couple really good players.
This is true, but it's just it's like how what was it? For a while, people were I'm going to compare them to when the Colts were terrible. When they got Andrew Luck and everything with Jamersay and everything. Because he was running it into the ground, and then he somehow landed Andrew Luck, and then things started turning around and everything.
So we're comparing Joe Burrow to Andrew Luck.
It's like that's been done before.
I mean, I can see that, though.
He has more sacks than Andrew Luck has in his first few years.
Yeah, it's like his first 70-something starts or whatever. It's very
I do
similar.
not want an Andrew Luck. Another Andrew Luck.
Yeah, it's just they just haven't built a team around him. I don't know why it's so difficult for them, but
it shouldn't be hard. But here we are. They get greedy and want all the flashy receivers and everything, but completely neglect a defense and an O-line.
Either way, Broncos steamroll the Bengals, and the Bengals have to go and play the Lions next week. So that'll be fun.
Katie's goes meow.
Last, I guess, rant before we get into power rankings.
Yeah.
Chiefs.
So I didn't see what happened. I saw the score. I was like, oh, great. So another Chiefs win. So that doesn't mean too much to me, I guess, because it's just a normal thing. I didn't quite see the news because I was in a class for most of the day. And by the time I had a chance to actually look at what happened in the game, what happened? What was going on back? What's going on? You good over there?
No.
No.
This is the most. I think this is the most painful Ravens team I've had to watch.
This is the most Ravens team I've seen.
This team is probably more talented than they've been in the past 4 or 5 years, and yet they look worse than any team that they've put out on the field in 4 or 5 years. Their defense is horrible, even though they've put so much talent on there.
They are pretty injured, though.
Admittedly, they are injured, and that does bring up a point I mentioned wanting to come back to injuries. The mishandling of Matabuke. He went from, he's going to be out week 1. And week 2. He's also out week 3. We're putting him on IR. He's probably going to be out a couple more weeks. He's now out for the season with a neck injury. I don't know what happened. I don't think he's touched the field. And
No.
What happened? I don't understand how that has been mismanaged or if they're just bluffing.
Harbaugh might have his job on the line if this continues to go downward.
I get people talking about Harbaugh, but he's done well with teams like this before. I don't think this comes down, and I just don't think it comes down to Harbaugh. I think because again, we've seen these kind of teams perform. I can put the playoff blames potentially on him. This I don't put as much on him. This I put on your defense is horribly mismanaged. And again, injured, but the mismanagement, to me, that comes down to your defensive coordinator.
Yep.
The defense has backed Zach Orr as much as possible, but it is so bad. They're like one of the worst defenses in the league right now.
It's like they miss a certain coordinator that went to go coach at Seattle or something.
Unfortunately, you can't really do anything about that because he took a better job. But
he is currently doing better than you guys.
Zach Orr is just not. He's not been good. The O-line has struggled. I've told you about Rosengarten.
Yep.
He continues to be there, and he continues to be a problem.
Yep.
But I don't. The last thing I will add is I don't know why we always get these coordinators that they get to have Lamar Jackson for a year. They look really good, and then a couple years down the road, they start getting, I don't know, predictable. I watched the Chiefs blitz 3 straight plays successfully. And then on 4th and 2, we decided to go for it. And the play call that we go with is we try to have Lamar Jackson drop back 5 yards. Oh, gosh. So you want to know what happens is he takes 5 yards, he goes back 5 yards, and he has 5 Chiefs in his face, and all he can do is just heave it. And it falls incomplete. And this is like 4th and 2 in our own territory. And I was so pissed for watching any portion of that game because the only thing that has looked pretty well is Lamar and the weapons, and even then they look iffy because they don't have a chance to do anything. This team, and I said it earlier in the year, I don't like having when there's high hopes for this team. I always like when they're kind of just like a good team, but Super Bowl contender.
No one puts them up at a
Super Bowl contender, Super Bowl favorite even is where I'm like, I just don't feel comfortable because this team is, I feel like they're going to underperform.
I've played these games before as he screams.
And I've had it. I'm so sick. That game was so painful to watch. And I'm at the point where I try to be patient. I'm calling for something to change because this team is ridiculous. I'm patient. I'm like, even I'll look at several teams. I'll be like, no, give them a little more time. Let's see, or give them a chance to change something up. Something needs to change right now.
Yep.
And if you're Harbaugh right now, I think he can save his job, but he needs to make a change
Now.
to save his job, because this team should
You're
not be
done
1-3. This is just, it's been such an aggravating 4 weeks. And admittedly, we've had probably one of the most difficult starts to a season,
Yeah.
playing the Bills, the Lions, and Chiefs in the first 3 weeks, or first 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Kind of ridiculous, but
It happens, but he can't do anything about it.
regardless, the team is not. The team is way underperforming, and I'm finito.
Anything can happen, my friend. So,
All right, well,
is that everything? Did we cover all this stuff?
yeah, I don't know if you want to if you had anything left on that game, but
No, mostly because I was not able to watch anything. And this weekend I will. It's just I had a class and I was really upset that I couldn't watch everything. So
yeah, but yeah,
All
say we go on to power
rankings real fast. All right, well, not speed running, but we'll
go through pretty
we'll
quickly.
do it. We'll do it. Number 10, I have the Colts. They kind of drop off just a little bit. I don't know if they drop off that much from last week, but they're at 10. You lost to a pretty good Rams team. Don't have anything to say about that.
At number 10, I am actually going to put the Denver Broncos. I do think they are still a good team. Their defense has been underperforming most weeks. You come off of a steamroll of the Bengals, but that doesn't mean much.
Yeah.
They've been underperforming, but I still think they're a good team, and they're going to start getting back into the swing of things. So I have them up at 10.
Okay. Number 9, Chiefs. I'm not entirely sold on them quite yet. You did say that your Ravens were pretty inept and not that good, so I'm taking your word for it at the moment. I haven't yet to see the Chiefs play in at least a week now, so I have to start catching up on football. So I'll put them at 9 only for the sake of I haven't seen them play.
At number 9, I will put the Washington Commanders. They did lose a disappointing game to the Falcons, but I am still giving them the credit of you're missing your two best players, best offensive players at least.
Yeah.
Admittedly, Debo has stepped up pretty big, but
He had a pretty good showing this last week, I think.
yeah. And again, Marcus is, I think, a really good backup in that scheme, but you lose to the Falcons, managed to keep it by 7, but you're missing your two best players on offense. So I just still think they're kind of they're like in that lower top 10, I feel like right now. So I'm keeping them at 9.
Okay. Number 8. Yeah, number 8, I'll put well, actually, I had mine flipped around. So I have the Ravens at 9, and then I have the Chiefs at 8 right now. I flipped them. That's not bad. Literally the same reason. Ravens Chiefs game was a pretty sloppy game. Chiefs are gonna start crawling back, so it's not a surprise. But yeah, number 8 for you.
I mean, I'll be completely transparent. I don't have Chiefs or Ravens in my top 10 because I don't think the Chiefs are quite back yet. They've taken advantage of a Ravens team that has not done well, and the Ravens have lost you're 1-3. You have no reason to be in the top 10 right now. So my 7 and 8 are very interchangeable because they're in that spot for about the same reason, which is they're coming off of their first loss of the year, playing against really good teams, and they played them really well. The order I'm going to put them in here is I am going to put the Buccaneers at 8.
Okay.
Just because, again, they showed out, played pretty well against the Eagles, kept it close. I feel like the Eagles were a little more comfortable, though, even though it was close, but the Eagles are like the Eagles. So
Yeah.
And Buccaneers, they made some mistakes. They're just I also just don't trust Todd Bowles enough. So,
Neither do I. But here we are.
but yeah, on to 7.
Packers. Still a
Really?
decent team, but they're not.
Okay.
Yeah.
My number 7 is actually going to be the Colts. I didn't actually drop them because, again, the Rams to me are at
They're
least a
pretty good.
top 5
They're
team.
a top 5 team when they're playing
And
at the peak.
Colts were real close to pulling that one out, and it was a tight game, and they played really well. And if it wasn't for a few mishaps, that was the Colts game. And if the Colts had won that, they'd probably be very close to a top 5 team for me right now.
That's fair.
So I'm gonna give.
I would be too.
I'm keeping the credit there. I'm keeping him at 7.
Okay. So for my
6.
6, I will have. Yeah, Buccaneers. Buccaneers up there. And if you're wondering why, like, Seahawks or Commanders aren't in there and Broncos, they're like the next down. Like, they're not far. So if anybody's wondering. So 6, I have the Buccaneers. That team is literally the offense and the defense if they don't listen to Todd Bowles. So.
Yeah. God, I feel like this is a little harsh. But down at 6, I'm gonna have the Chargers.
I mean, it's not.
I still think they're a really well coached team. You lose to the Giants, which isn't a great look, but again, I'm gonna give Jackson Dart some credit of how much he actually turns that team around.
Yeah.
The other thing that's really pulling them down, though, is your one excuse for the loss is also the reason why you're dropping, which is injury. Is they're pretty banged up. Your O-line is,
There's some.
They're banged up, especially on the O-line, but just overall, and they're missing a lot of pieces, and it's starting to hold them back. I hope they can bounce back and recover, but right now I'm going to have them down at 6.
Okay. Number 5, Chargers. Literally the same reason.
All right.
So.
My number 5 is going to be the Packers. I'm dropping them a little bit because, admittedly, Cowboys played well on offense.
They did.
George Pickens actually had a really good
pretty
game.
good game, yeah, but it's still a very underwhelming performance in the Packers, though.
It is. You hope the defense is better, but it's tough. But yeah, the offense showed out against probably again another one of the league's worst defenses. But ending in a tie is going to drop you one because it's the Cowboys and someone actually deserves to move over you. So
yeah. Was it 4 now?
Yeah.
4 Rams.
Interesting.
They're pretty good. I like them.
No, I agree. Rams are good. At 4, I have the Lions.
Okay. At 3, I have the Lions.
At 3, I have the Rams because I feel like the Rams are just better right now.
That's fair. I mean, they're a really good team right now. So
their one loss was to the Eagles, and they just beat up the Colts, who again, we're not really sure where the Colts are at, but they're starting to feel more like a good team.
Yeah, they're definitely a good team, and that's why I'm excited to see what they do here. Number 2, Eagles. I know.
My number 2 is going to be the Bills. I'm flipping them back around, and I'm putting Eagles up at 1 because Eagles.
Gosh darn it.
They're not consistent, but they do enough to win. The Bills scared me a little bit against the Saints.
I mean, everybody has those games.
Yeah, but still, it's the Saints.
Still the games.
It's still the Saints, and I just like it for the fact that game, like it seemed like the Bills might actually lose that game was concerning. Meanwhile, the Eagles are out there, like kind of comfortably. It seemed pretty comfortably going against the Buccaneers, who are a good team. So
that's fair.
I have more faith in the Eagles, even though they don't play. I feel like they're kind of loosey-goosey with it. They're kind of like they're laid back, but they're just such a good team that I feel like I have to put them at 1.
Yeah.
So
And obviously Bills are at 1 for me. So yeah. So that's all of our power rankings, and that should wrap up this recap video. A very painful and agonizing one for most people, mostly because of how underwhelming and how many injuries have been kind of passed around throughout the NFL. So hopefully things can get better and people can be healed as fast as they can, because nobody deserves to be injured for doing the thing that they love. So, but okay, yeah. You have a comment on that one?
no,
Okay.
no, I do not.
Okay. Thank you all for joining us, and we shall see you in the preview. Yeah.
Bye.